Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Tommy, and today we were in Taiwan exploring Fort San Domingo. Located in the Tamsui District and next to Alethea University, Fort San Domingo can be reached by taking the R Metro line from downtown Taipei. The original fort was built by the Spanish in 1628 as a means of expanding maritime trade routes into East Asia. The location of the fort was strategic given its high elevation overlooking the entrance of the Tamsui River. So in 1642, the Dutch drove the Spanish off the island and built a new fort, the one you see here behind me, and they renamed it Fort Antonio. So it's a little confusing. The Spanish destroyed the original Fort San Domingo as they were getting kicked out of Taiwan. And instead of calling this place Fort Antonio, everyone still calls it Fort San Domingo for whatever reason. So I'm just gonna refer to it as that. The Dutch used the fort to protect and oversee the deerskin and sulfur trades in the area. The local settlers nicknamed the fort Ang Mo, which translates to red hair, the nickname they gave the Dutch settlers. The Qing dynasty in China would eventually reclaim Taiwan from the Dutch, and Fort San Domingo would remain in its possession for nearly 200 years, starting in 1683. Now it's time to check the inside of the fort, so let's go check it out. Fort San Domingo's interior includes information about its development and a deep dive into the European trade routes and industry in the Pacific during its early history. The first floor features the kitchen, a few prison cells, and a big courtyard where prisoners would spend time outdoors. What do you think of the fort? Pretty cool, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. The fort was seized by the British in 1868 following their victory over China in the Second Opium War. They would maintain Fort San Domingo even after Japan took control of Taiwan in 1895. Aside from repainting the fort red, the British also constructed this beautiful Victorian Consulate residence in 1891. Ironically enough, it seems like more of the visitors here care about the Consulate building than the actual fort, but honestly, I don't really blame them. The Consulate building, it's newer, it's bigger, it's got nicer architecture, and the inside is really, really pretty. Taiwan would eventually take over control of Fort San Domingo in 1980 following years of negotiation with the UK and some management in the meantime from the United States and Australia. So if we're keeping track, in total, Fort San Domingo has a 400-year history in which 9 different countries, dynasties, governments had control over the fort at one point or another. And this is summed up pretty nicely by the 9 flags that you see in front of the fort of all those different countries. Now it's time to tour the inside of the Consulate building. The first floor inside features a dining room, living room, office, and kitchen. Not gonna lie, it'd be pretty cool to live here back in the day as a British diplomat, just kind of hanging out.
Past the stairs is a long hallway with rooms filled with various artifacts related to Fort San Domingo. The second floor consists of bedrooms meant for consul officials, their families, and guests.
Wish my room looked like this. The fort opened to the public in 1984 on Christmas Day, and aside from the buildings that you can check out over here, there's also some really cool views, the Tamsui River and Guanyin Mountains, assuming that it's a nice clear day out. Now, besides, the cool history of the fort, the Consulate building, that's both really great, and the views up here are really great, but besides all that, what I really like about this place too is all the nature. It's really pretty. There's all these kinds of different trees and plants here, and it's very lush and it's very serene. I really, really like it.
Overall, Fort San Domingo is a great stop for anyone touring Taipei that wants to learn more about the colonial history of the island. Admission is 80 Taiwanese dollars and is open 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 6 p.m. on weekends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and check out my last video on Fort Tejon in California. Happy history!